Avery Friedman, a civil rights attorney and law professor, is in Cleveland for us. And Richard Herman, a New York criminal defense attorney and law professor, joins us from New Orleans. All right, good to see you both. All right, so Richard.
Good to see you, Frederica.
Yeah, Richard, you first, starting with what Whitaker, has said in the past. And now he is acting, attorney general. Should he be recusing himself at all?
Fred, this is just complete insanity. And Trump and his administration are just basically humiliating the American population. They think we're ignorant morons, and we're not. We see through all this facade. Fred, Trump has been under criminal investigation for the Russian collusion issue and obstruction from day one. It's what he talks about every day. Witch hunt, no collusion. Witch hunt, no collusion. To that extent, he fires Comey, because Comey's leading the investigation. He brings Sessions in. Sessions recuses himself, and he's furious with Sessions.
We're talking about Whitaker.
Now, you got to follow me, and then you'll understand, Avery, when I get to the point. So now, once Sessions gets fired and Rosenstein takes over, now Rosenstein should have been the one to take over. That's the point, Fred. He hires Whitaker. Who is Whitaker?
Yeah.
He is a pundit.
Senate confirmation, and generally that would be, the sequence of events the deputy would fill in, where the acting, or the AG would not be able to. But now that the president has said it is Whitaker, he was a chief of staff. He has not been subject to Senate confirmation. Who would be in a position to override the president's decision, or is just this is the way it is? It is Whitaker, period, even though he does not have confirmation. He is going to be the acting AG until somebody else is nominated and becomes a permanent, Richard.
Fred, all this guy does on TV is support Trump. That's all he does. He takes that position. He's hired to do that position to the credit of CNN. For the past 18 years, Avery and I have never been told, take this position, make this. We don't. We speak how we see things. This guy goes on, and all he does is support Trump. And Trump rewards him for that and makes him attorney general, skipping over the solicitor general and Rosenstein, both of whom have been vetted and approved by the Senate. This is an outrageous attempt to destroy the Mueller investigation. This guy is going to fire Mueller. It's just the clock is ticking. That he's the hitman for Trump. He's going to do it. He's said this. He's already said there's no collusion. He's already said there's no obstruction.
All right. Well,
how does he know any of this?
So Avery,
he's got a predisposition, Fred.
So Avery, how do you see the what ifs?
Hey, listen, the bottom line on it is everybody's getting overly excited. This is an interim appointment. Even Mitch McConnell said he's not going to last long. The bottom line is, in a certain way, CNN is responsible for this guy being acting attorney general. And,
by putting him on the air?
He made one remark. One remark about collusion,
Not one.
And all of a sudden, 2 months later, he says, goodbye, Des Moines, hello, Washington. He's the chief of staff. Look, Whitaker has no more chance.
Except that he went on the air last year. It was a year ago when he was making the rounds. And, of course, now, reportedly, you're reading that he has been kind of auditioning for the job for a very long time, waiting in the wings. But back to, where we are right now. Mitch McConnell did kind of telegraph that very soon there will be Senate confirmations of someone. But do you see that this is very, very temporary, Avery, a matter of days, weeks, the president separating himself from even knowing, Matt Whitaker? Or is this, more than 200 days before the next session were to begin?
But here's the point, Frederica. That wasn't a condemnation. CNN does what it does in some people showing up on the air, saying things. There's a connection between his visibility and becoming chief of staff. And the fact is that whether you're a Trump-supporting senator, if confirmation were to go forward, the views of his constitution in the federal courts are so out of the mainstream, so extreme that he could never get confirmed anyhow. He's not going to fire Mueller. He's merely
That's not the issue.
It's not going to happen.
That's not the issue now.
It is the issue.
He's going to be. He's going to be in charge of Mueller. He's going to be in charge of the criminal investigation against the president. He has stated over and over again, there is no collusion. It is a witch hunt. You cannot get Trump's personal finances. He says this over and over. He's published it.
Take it easy.
Talk when I'm talking.
Collins, a Republican, is saying we're going to protect this investigation. There is no way it's going to happen. And you know what? At the end of the day, Whitaker has said, well, you know, we understand Marbury versus Madison, which is the predicate of our whole
irrelevant to the
constitutional
issue
system.
here.
He misses the point.
But so many have said, even prior to this, that it would be a constitutional crisis if in any way the Mueller investigation or Mueller were fired.
The courts are not inferior. Mr. Whitaker is inferior. He's going to be gone.
Avery, come focus on the issue. He controls Mueller. Anything Mueller wants to do now, he has to go to him to get approval on. He's not going to give him the approval.
So do you believe that there have already been protections put in place?
There's going to be a constitutional crisis
here.
Wake up to this. The president says,
remember today,
I don't know this
you're
guy.
saying he's going to fire
You keep
Mueller.
talking. You can't
Before
hear
anybody
me.
has a heart attack. Let's see what happens, all right?
All right. We shall indeed. All right. Thank you so much. Richard, do you have a really quick last word?
I'm just saying, why would the president a month ago say, oh, I know him, he's such a great guy, he's wonderful, and yesterday say, I don't know him, I never met him.
And now he says
he's trying to distance himself from
it.
This is
Perhaps
a
because of the
conspiracy.
backlash?
It's outrageous. People have to wake up. This is really, really bad. Wake up.
We'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you so much, Richard, Avery.
care.
We appreciate it. You always bring in your passion. Appreciate it.